All right, today's episode 6 Hilltopper Alumni Spotlight goes out to, we're going to recognize Jamie Mascaro, a 3-year letterman, a 2-year starter for Coach Bob May's Hilltoppers. As a teammate, guys, I must describe Jamie simply as a beast. One of the toughest and hard-nosed teammates I've ever had. Jamie had the size to stop the run or take on the offensive line, or he had the speed to come off the edge and rush the passer. Jamie was definitely the leader of the 1988 Hilltopper defense, a defense that forced 30 turnovers in one season, 18 recovered fumbles, and 12 interceptions. Heck, Jamie even had an interception, had a 14-yard touchdown return against Sullivan East. He was the 1988 Plowboy Farmer Award winner, which goes out to the most outstanding lineman. And Big 56 was a first-team all-conference player and an all-Northeast Tennessee selection. He's married to his lovely wife, Myra. They have 3 children, Brianna, Hannah, and Brent, and they have some gorgeous grandkids. So Jamie and Myra spend their time chasing those kids around. They go to a lot of ETSU games, UT football games, and, of course, they love attending NASCAR events at Bristol. So this week's Hilltopper Alumni Spotlight goes out to big number 56, Jamie Mascaro. All right, guys, welcome to episode 6, Hilltopper Topper Talk. Scotty Bustler, the star of the show, is unfortunately not with us, so I'm going to pitch hit for him and hopefully try to fill those big shoes of his. But we have 2 great players today. We have Gabe Hoffman, who is an outstanding offensive line, and Corbin Laisure, a tight end that's going to make a big impact for us, not only this season for the Hilltoppers, but going to continue his college football career at the next level. Of course, Gabe will play lacrosse too, and we'll talk more about that. But, guys, I just want to ask you a few questions, and I appreciate you guys taking time to come and talk with me today. But, Gabe, who do you pattern your football? What player do you emulate or pattern your game after?
Yeah, so he's recently retired, but I still like to base my game off Jason Kelsey, one of the best centers I know of.
Right.
I just think he did a great thing for the Eagles with like the tush push, everything inside zone, goal line, short yardage. He's the man.
Yeah, he was. He was a good player. What about you, Corbin?
Um, as far as my game goes, I like to pattern my game off Rob Gronkowski. But as far as my attitude on the field, I try to emulate his leadership and attitude after Tim Tebow.
Right, great. Tim Tebow's a great guy. We got to meet him a few months ago up here at Freedom Hall. I think that Tim Tebow's the best college football player that's ever played. Quarterback. When did you guys, Gabe, I'll start with you. When did you start playing tackle football?
So tackle football, I started in 3rd grade. 2nd grade, I did my first year of flag. But from 3rd to 5th grade, I played junior toppers white. And then 6th grade, played junior bucks. And then from then on, I played Liberty Bell and then started playing here.
All right, well, you've had some good training. Corbin, what about you, bud?
So I started in the Junior Patriots in the 3rd grade playing tackle football. I was actually the quarterback, and I was a quarterback from Junior Patriots all up to the middle school, the Sullivan Middle. Then I was quarterback all the way up to my freshman year in high school, Sullivan East.
Okay. All right, I know you guys are very athletics. You play football, and you also play what other sports?
I play lacrosse.
Okay. And how'd you get involved in that? That's something that's kind of new on the scene here in Johnson City.
Yeah, so my cousin up in Indiana, it's a lot bigger there. He got me a stick one year. Started practicing just on the side. And then we had a local team called the Railcats. In about 4th grade, I started playing lacrosse. And from then on, it's become one of my main sports.
Awesome. Corbin, I know you was a pretty good basketball player at Sullivan East. Any other sports that you played besides basketball and football?
I played baseball until middle school, but then I just kind of used that time to get better at football.
Are you going to try to play basketball this year for Science Hill, or are you going to try to graduate in December?
I'm going to graduate in December and early enroll at Colorado.
Okay, cool. All right, Gabe, talk about the offensive line. We have had linemen in here before, and they sing the praise of Coach Beck and all the coaches there of the offensive line group. Talk about all your brothers on the offensive line.
Yeah, so I'll start with David Reed, our right tackle. One of our best linemen we have. He's experienced. He's played almost every position on the line since his freshman and sophomore year. And now that he's settled on tackle, he can focus on that one position. I think he's one of our best. Then we have Sawyer. He's still young, but he has a lot of time to keep growing his skills, and he's pretty good even as a junior.
Very gritty. He's a
Yeah.
gritty player.
He'll get in there and just on the line get fighting.
Yeah.
And then me as a center, and then right now due to injury we have Trenton Hughes as our left guard, and he's a junior. He has a little bit of experience now, but yeah, he still has time to get better and keep going. And then left guard we have Jacob Horn, another sophomore, still a younger guy, but he's picked up quite a lot this year, starting for the first time.
Yeah, very talented group of offensive linemen. Corbin, let's talk about the tight ends other than yourself. You got two young guys that are pretty good athletes.
Oh yeah, we got Braden Austin. He comes in and does a really good job blocking, especially in our jumbo sets. He's not scared to put his face in there and play strong. Then we have Elijah. He's always trying to get in. He's very he's not scared to get in and play. He doesn't care whether it's on kickoff return. If he's in on jumbo, if he's not, he doesn't care. He just likes to play football and he has a great attitude.
Yeah, both hard-nosed players. Talk about your favorite Hilltopper moment thus far for your senior year. There's going to be more thus far in the season. What's been your best moment?
It's got to be beating Elizabethton. Started off that game, it was pretty close, but whenever he pulled away, that's just whenever it all hit me, and I'm like, we're gonna win this game.
All right, we're gonna bring home that trophy back to John C. Railroad Rumble trophy, I believe is what it's called. Corbin, what about you, bud?
I gotta agree with Gabe on this one. Definitely seeing the look on the faces of those bums from Carter County whenever we beat them. So.
I know a lot of those guys you've trained with, you've played 7-on-7 with. How was that? How huge of a game was that for you?
It was huge. It was kind of like if we didn't beat them, then I was going to lose my mind. I just kind of one of those. I don't know what I'll do if we lose. So
you guys played great. Offensive line played great. You had a good game as well. Big win. So it's always a big game when you play the Cyclones. All right, who's been the most? I'll start with you on this one. Who's been the biggest influence and had the biggest impact on your young life so far?
Probably Jesus, because I've given my life to him and he's done miracles with it.
What's your favorite Bible scripture?
Probably James 1. It says, consider it pure joy consider it pure joy when many trials enter your life, for the testing of your faith produces character.
That's awesome. Gabe, what about you when we talk about the person that's had the biggest impact?
Yeah, Corbin had a good answer, but I'll go with my dad on this one. I mean, he's helped me grow as a man. Help my faith, help everything like football. And then also, I feel like he's influenced my personality, music taste, pop culture, a lot of things that we share interest in.
Music taste, you're more of an 80s music guy? What do you like?
Yeah, a lot of 70s, 80s rock. That's my main genres probably.
Okay. Corbin, what about you? What music you like?
It just depends on the mood. I mean, I like some classic rock, but I also really like to listen to Christian music to calm myself down.
Right. Casting Crowns, you Casting Crowns?
I love Casting Count. That's probably my favorite. I love them and I love Crowder. Those are probably my two favorites.
Okay, cool. Favorite meal from old mom makes. Okay, what's your favorite meal that your mom makes?
She makes a good meatloaf. And she makes two pans, usually one with mustard, one with one with mustard, one with ketchup.
Really?
And I get one of each. It's one of the best meatloafs I've had.
Well, we're going to have to definitely test it. I've never had a meatloaf with some mustard on it. I guess
pretty good.
I bet it'd be pretty good. What about you, Corbin? What's your mom's go-to meal?
I really love it whenever she says, whenever she tells my dad to DoorDash. That's always pretty good.
All right, siblings. You got a sister that you got some big shoes to fill. Your sister was an amazing student athlete at Science Hill. How's she doing? What's she into nowadays?
She's up at ETSU. She's a junior there now. She wants to be a teacher, so she's doing classes relating to that, and she's also a realtor now.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. What about you? Got siblings?
Yeah, so I have 4 siblings. I have my little brother. He's only 3 years younger than me, Colton. He's currently over at Sullivan East playing football and basketball. And then he's about 6 foot now in 8th grade. Yeah. And then I have Cora. She's my biological sister. She just turned 10, and then Caroline just turned 11. We adopted her from China whenever she was 1.5, and then Cassian, he's 8. We adopted him from China whenever he was around 2.5. So
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Talk about a Friday night at Kermit Tipton for you. Well, how important is it playing home games here for the Hilltoppers?
I mean, yeah, home games are just. I feel like they're easier pregame for me. You get a lot more time to relax, listen to music, calm down, and then you get more time to just hype yourself up before the game. So that's one of the more important things for me.
Corbin, what do you think? It's your first year at Science Hill. Pretty nice facilities we have here. Describe Friday nights for you at Kermit Tipton.
it's definitely different, like it's like a whole new atmosphere than I've ever experienced. I freaking love running through the helmet. That's fun
pretty cool,
with
man.
the smoke and everything. That's always super fun. I always get excited for that. But yeah.
That gets you pumped up. Away stadium. Now we're going to use a small sample size because you played as a freshman and you've come back this year. This is your first year. Talk about playing away. And I guess the only game we've only just got a few that we can use, right? And the first one was a big one, right?
Yeah, that one. But I'll pull from my freshman year here playing at DB. We played there in conference championship
You
freshman
dressed
year.
out that night too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to dress out. Absolutely.
The environment was great there. They had their fans, our fans. We brought everybody, and that was a good environment.
Okay, at Science Hill or at the previous school you was at, what other place had a pretty hype environment?
Man, I would say Elizabethton was pretty.
You can't. I mean, they do it right. They do it right. They're pretty rowdy. They take a lot of pride. Have you ever played Elizabethton? I mean, at Greenville.
I have played at Greenville. I would say so. Whenever East played Greenville, it was they probably didn't show up. Greenville probably didn't show up as they normally would, but that was definitely. See, they don't have a track, so it's these bushes right there, and they're right there. You can't hear a daggum thing while you're in that stadium. So it's definitely that's definitely somewhere. It's a tough place to play. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, no doubt. All right, your go-to. Who's your NFL team, Gabe?
I'm a Ravens fan.
Okay.
I've been a Ravens fan since Lamar Jackson been there.
All right.
'Cause my dad was went to Louisville,
Mhm.
and Lamar Jackson being from Louisville, I just followed him.
And I guess you're a UL man when it comes to college football, or
Yeah.
you have multiple teams.
Louisville's probably my main college team, but UT's a close second.
All right, Corbin. What about you as far as a pro team?
For ever since I was little and I played for the Patriots, I wanted to, I love the Patriots. So Tom Brady was always my guy, and so I always watched Tom Brady and loved the Patriots. And when he went to Tampa, I bought all the Tampa stuff, and so whenever he retired, I was like, man, I don't know what to do. So I don't. I just kind of watch. I just watch all the games I can and just love watching football.
Now, of course, you've signed with Colorado. Now, do you root for any other college teams other than for Coach Prime's team?
No.
No. Okay.
I mean,
That's the way to do it. Absolutely. All right. So we would talk about that. You're going to extend your athletic career at Lee's McRae College playing lacrosse.
Yeah.
Talk about the recruiting process and how did you end up committed to Lee's McRae?
So yeah, I was just looking at some local colleges in the area, and then Lee's McRae, I came across. They got a new coach, John Grant Jr. And he's an incredible player. He played both box lacrosse and field lacrosse for pro leagues, and I mean you got to look him up. His stats are like top 3 probably, and he ended up coaching at Lee's McRae, and I just reached out saying, "Hey, coach, congratulations on the job that you got there," and then got in contact with him, went to a camp, and then ended up getting the offer.
That's great. Lee's McRae used to have football.
Yeah,
back in the days.
the 80s or so.
Yeah, back in the days.
Wow.
At one time they were a JUCO and then turned into a 4-year school. All right, Corbin. One time you were going to go to UNLV, right? Is that true, or am I just? You got an offer, okay?
So my first offer was UNLV. Kind of the recruiting process was crazy. I August 1st of my junior year, I didn't before we even played any games, I got offered by UNLV. And then I got offered by a few other schools, Miami of Ohio and Western Michigan throughout the season. And then I think I had 5 offers going into that winter after my junior season. And I didn't, and then December the dead period hit where the transfer portal opened, and then January my film just absolutely blew up, and recruiting me up and back up and and the Lord blessed me with 15 Division I offers, and
Well, how did you get hooked up with my guy, Dion Primetime Sanders? How did that connection come about?
So I had planned all my there's game day visits, there's official visits in the summer, and there's spring practice visits. So I scheduled out all these spring practice visits. I to schedule to go visit all these places like Ole Miss and Mississippi State and Virginia Tech and all these different places. And I went to Colorado in April. They gave me a scholarship offer. I already had one, but they like to make it official when you're there. So they gave me an official offer. They toured me around. Really, it was the first place that I felt a lot of peace about. I felt very big peace about the coaching staff and about the location, about the people there. They walked me around. They showed me film. I met everybody. I went and sat down and talked to Coach Prime, and just after hearing the way he attacks the game, the way he takes care of his players, because he really is in it for the players.
He's a player's coach.
Yeah, he's there. He's there for the kids. He's there to grow them as men first, and then grow them as football players. And so I definitely I wanted to run through a brick wall for him after talking to him. So I was ready to commit right there. So I went and talked to the fam after that and prayed about it for a long time, and then. I just kind of realized I was like, I don't want anybody else to commit to Colorado. That's where, that's my tight end spot. I want to commit there. So I committed there, closed my recruiting.
That's awesome. That's awesome. As a young man from here in Upper East Tennessee, getting the opportunity to play at Colorado for Coach Prime. That's awesome. Yeah, very blessed. Absolutely. And he's a man of Christ. He's a Florida State guy, and I've been a Florida State fan. I've been a Dion fan for a long time. And we'll even insert a picture of Coach Prime and myself from back in '91. It'll be on the video. Got an opportunity to meet him in Atlanta when he was playing both football and baseball. And he was A1. Coach Phillips, that's at Colorado with Coach Prime, I believe. Mm-hmm. He was with the Falcons as well. Good guy. But he seems like he's got that program heading in the right direction, All right, guys. So what classes are you taking? This is going to be easier for you. So what classes are you taking, Gabe?
So first period, I have stats with Dr. Norris.
All right. She's a good one. You tell Coach Norris, because I know her as being a softball coach, one of the best softball coaches, and her daddy was the guru of softball. But you got Dr. Norris, all right? Dr. Norris, all right?
Yeah. Second period, I have Mr. Douglas for AP Psych.
Right.
Third period, it's a split block where like every other day we'll split it between Coach Price and Mr. Kinder. That's AP Research and AP Lit. And then fourth period, I have AP Bio with Miss Mazoff.
All right. Corbin, talk about your strenuous schedule you have for school.
So right now I have 2 days a week I'm dual enrolling at ETSU taking English Comp 1. And then the other days I'm taking geometry and a technology class that's over Zoom. And then I'm taking those two, and then I'm taking a classic history class.
That's awesome. We're so happy to have you here at Science Hill. We really are. We're so happy to have you back out. When you started concentrating on lacrosse, I was heartbroken. I was like, we've got to get Gabe out there. So,
good to be back there.
Yeah. You guys are leaders, man. Your leadership qualities really stand out, and you probably don't even know it right now. But the younger guys. Those younger guys, Whitehead and Carden, and some of those younger guys, they're really looking up to you guys. So with your walk and with your talk through sports, through academics, and through Christ, always remember those young kids and people around you are watching. Okay. All right, Corbin, thank you for coming. Appreciate you coming. This will wrap it up for episode 6 of Topper Talk. And until next time, go Toppers.